Anyways, let's start this. This is a Binding Blade banner, and I didn't think that was going to happen, to be honest.
Well, everybody did, actually.
Wait, people believe it?
Because we have a Binding Blade Bound Hero battle this month, and this is around the last time the Binding Blade had a banner.
I guess, yeah.
Flight delicious.
And there's also the fact that, well, hold on. Right.
To be honest, I wasn't even sure like which Binding Blade heroes were left. I thought most of them were out.
Let me double check that.
Yeah.
Because I do have slightly up-to-date statistics. We have only about 43% of the Binding Blade cast.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
wow,
a big cast.
feels like a lot more than that, but alright.
There's a lot of characters that are just like nobody really cares.
Yeah, I mean I recognize Merlinus, but that was it. Everybody else I kinda just completely forgot about.
You forgot about Melady?
Yeah.
Ouch. I just want to show you this. Not the first image, I posted the second one. I mean, I guess both. But I just want to show you this from some perspective.
Okay.
That image for the Binding Blade characters is really small.
Oh god, what is this?
It's gonna be a small cropping because the image itself is kind of small.
What are you talking about? This is cursed.
That is incredibly cursed, yes.
I love him already.
Okay, well,
Extremely cursed.
I like how we're already on him. Anyway, sure. Yeah, anyways, banner, what do you guys think of it?
I'm pretty content in it.
Really?
And I mean, by the way, I meant the second image, really.
Oh. Okay, sure.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty content in it because I'm going for Lyn right now.
Ah.
I can skip in good conscience.
Yeah, okay. That's what I meant. Like, okay, fine. I would be the same. I would say I'm not like happy about the banner because I didn't really see the value in it. I think Guinivere is your prize, but then they put another hero on the same color, which shoots her in the foot.
Wyvern Flight's pretty good. Really good.
Wyvern Flight is something that I want to discuss as well. It seems a bit awkward in my books.
I can get into that.
Yeah.
My roommates are already back, so I will hopefully be here another time, but
all right.
we gotta go.
Alright.
Okay. Later, Rico.
Bye, guys.
Later. Okay, but yeah, I just feel like the heroes they put in, it's just too awkward.
Yeah.
I'm not terribly excited about any of the units. The animation for Avrora is absolutely insane, but that's really
Guinevere's gonna garnish attention no matter what.
yeah. I mean, effective against mages. Goodbye, Bramimond.
Well.
Well, not goodbye, Bramimond, but with how much res she has, it's gonna be difficult for him to put an appreciable dent in her.
Yeah.
That being said, if I do get Wyvern Flight from tickets, I will not complain, and that's just gonna go straight to Altena after I get flowers.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen. This just.
It's not as powerful. Let's be outright honest here. This banner is not going to be as powerful as like the Telia's banner we had a couple months ago.
Yep.
Like
I
out in
want
front
Wyvern
and saying
Flight for
that's
Voltaire
not going to be a
because his
thing.
good speed and defense. As for the
What?
heroes
It's terrible.
themselves, it is a giant residence.
It's also
before
not giving
myself.
us...
Oh, instant glance might be interesting for my +10 Lucas.
I don't know. Lucas, his own lance is not bad, and he's not supposed to be an offensive hero, so.
Look at Daybreak Lance isn't exactly amazing. It's just sturdy stance and slaying.
Yeah, I don't think this lance is great. So.
I think the lance itself is fine. Not on Lucas. If you're gonna run a lance on Lucas that isn't his own, just run Courtly Candle. Is what I'll just say right out the gate.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah.
Yeah.
As far as what I was trying to say about the banner itself, though, I mean, Guinevere is no duo Ephraim. I'll say that much.
All right, let's just start from the start then.
Well,
Yep.
To be fair, Guinevere is not supposed to. She's supposed. Every banner has 4 units. You have your poster child, who's supposed to be really good and introduces new skills. The one that's kind of supposed to be the amazing one, in this case Dieck, but kind of has more fodder-oriented side to him. The not-so-great 5-star, and your 4-star. So, Melady would obviously be not-so-great 5-star, just for sake of perspective.
Okay, my
Even though
problem.
what Melady comes with is still pretty good.
Well, absolutely.
My problem with her is just I feel like Altina will be able to do, well, probably be exactly what she is, just slight differences. Melady will probably beat Altina just by a bit, but because Altina is a demoted hero.
I
Not
think
me
much.
Instant Lance is the second weapon that's a rehash of earlier seasonal weapons that didn't get one for that weapon's
Yep.
hype at the time.
Which one is
Instant
it?
Lance's melee bouquet from Conrad,
Oh.
specifically. The Lance variant. We only have bouquet bow and bouquet blade, and now we have instant lance for bows, lances, and swords. The other one would have obviously been Gotri, Spirited Spear, going in line with Huge Fan, I believe, and Pledged Blade.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to double check that one. So yeah, this is. It looks like what they're doing here with the 5-star lock weapons is taking seasonal concepts and starting to put them out more commonly. I do
Which
like
isn't a
aesthetics.
bad thing.
I mean, let's be honest. The seasonal weapons are really good as of recent, so I can't
Yes, they
blame
have
them.
been. The biggest duds out of seasonal weapons that we've seen recently was actually the second summer banner.
Yeah, we don't talk about those. So, what are your thoughts here, Nim?
I just feel like there's just not much point to her. I feel like it's just to sell you on attack defense solo 4 and Wyvern Flight because that's just a great fodder kit, right? You kill
Yeah.
what, Grumar for attack defense solo? 1, 2, 3?
Who?
Grumar?
No, not Grimmarth.
No,
it would be...
there's no attack defense solo in the main pool at all.
What?
Well, free pool. Outside
Yeah.
of attack def solo 3 on Winter Ephraim, who is tier 4 in the compiled path, his respective compiled path being Hector's. So that's a lot of codes to go in for attack def solo 3, and you're losing Bolt Fighter.
Okay. Then that is... I mean, that was the one benefit I saw personally, so...
That's the problem. Solos haven't started demoting yet. So until they do, the pathing is kind of touch and go sort of thing. That said, the turnaround for Attack Def Solo has been fast because we just got Attack Def Solo for the first time at 4 on Shinon. For reference's sake. Kind of weird that we're getting it again. But
No, it was
What?
the 4-star skill on Percival as well.
Attack Def Solo 4.
Oh, 4, never mind.
Yeah, Percival also is 5-star locked, but
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately, until we start seeing Tech Def Solo 3 demote. Oh,
Which won't
and
be for a
Veronica.
long time as things are going.
Oh yeah, Veronica, true. Mhm.
I forgot about Veronica. Wow, they've been pushing that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately for the time being, I don't know when we're gonna get solos skill demotes, and Attack Def Solo is a really good one. So the pathing here sucks.
Yeah.
Is the short end of it.
And that's why I'm like just questioning so much of this. Alright, fair.
Wyvern Flight's a really good skill on its own. Speed, having up to 10 less speed than your foe is even more forgiving than Pegasus Flight, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think MadCrash might have mentioned it at the start, but Altena, as you also mentioned, is a really good candidate for this.
Yep.
She doesn't have amazing speed, but it's like 26, I believe.
She
somewhere
does
around there.
have a super boon.
And she also has a super boon. So,
25 at base.
Oh, so close. Yeah, so if you invest in her speed, then the defense is obviously just going to be fine anyways. So, units like that, Sedith, maybe Walter.
Hmm.
I mean,
Actually,
if you
setup
really-
was probably the... Somebody was speed, which is why Volter also made sense to me.
Yeah.
The main thing is, the speed check's more lenient than the def check, and Sedith doesn't really have
No,
defense.
it's not about the check itself. It's about taking advantage of it. If you're only hitting them one time, you're only getting benefit once.
Oh, well, I mean, you can always run QR seal on seal, but
Sure, but I mean, then it halves the phases you can use it on. Ideally, for me,
Yeah.
it's a hero that has speed and can fully utilize the attack and defense drop of it.
the problem is that the defense, you need to have up to 14 more defense in your target.
Yeah, see, that's the reason why I think Wyvern Flight is awkward. That's why I like Pegasus Flight so much, because it fits the archetype of like Pegasus Flyers so
Well,
perfectly.
The converse there is that there's very few Pegasus flyers with good res.
Wait, what? Their res
Like-
is okay.
Their res is only
Okay.
like 35 at most in just about all cases, which is very difficult to try to fit into good reductions, considering the meta of res is usually like 36 or higher these days.
Yeah.
That's like, don't get me wrong, there are some really good uses of it with Fury 4 and whatnot, and I think that's the big thing is Fury 4 tends to synergize better with it, but getting the damage reduction on Wyvern Flight is a lot easier. The only problem is you have to run QR most of the time to make it work.
Yeah. So Sethith actually is an interesting case of being able to make it work, but you have to invest in his defense for it.
Specifically.
Yes. So you would have to go plus
Ironically,
defense,
based
and
Camilla
the best
uses
A
Pegasus
skill for
Flight
him
better
would then
than most
become
Pegasus
Fort Def
riders.
Res 3, which is a big ask. It is in the Divine Codes line for Mystery of the Emblem and Gaiden, with
Correct.
Cliff at the end of that, but that's still 6,000 codes.
I mean, there's also Fury 4. There's always Fury 4. But
Yes.
that's unreal.
Again, that's also at the end of one line, so 6,000 codes.
Yeah. On the cheap, Fury 3 is the easiest way to proc both of these, but Wyvern Flight definitely does not seem as well lended to speed given the higher defense, lower speed meta. Like, for example, if you build a speed Ashnard, that could be great. It's so dumb, but if you do that, you could potentially get some good returns off that. But
However, unless you
Doubling.
very specifically invest in speed and just go all in on it, Ashnard caps out at 30.
yeah, which can be very touchy.
Yeah, because
The-
while the speed check for Wyvern Flight is easier to meet than the speed check for Pegasus Flight, or just for the allowance that it has, it's still 30 maximum speed that Ashnard is working with, if you're
Yeah.
not putting all of the skills that you can into it.
I just think like this skill is interesting, but ultimately slightly awkward to use.
I think it's easier to proc, but the only difficulty is you're basically turning into a refrigerator with Wyvern Flight,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
which
Yeah.
can work. Like, if you, again, with Attack Def Rain and Wyvern Flight, that's 11 defense and attack penalties, basically free plus 11 to your attack def and res, but you kind of have to look at the exchanges here.
Yep.
Though I will
I-
say, Young Minerva might be the single best
Oh.
unit for this.
Right,
Just outright.
because her defense is great. Her defense is good. Her speed is great, and her attack
And
is really
Dragoon
good too.
Shield helps both.
Yeah. Okay, that's
And
a,
even with the
One thing I
with the
don't
res is
notice
actually
being
pretty good.
mentioned is the possible combination between Wyvern Flight and SPD
Yes.
Def Rain for
Yeah.
even
No.
more powering the differences.
Oh wait, no,
Um,
because it's before.
Visible check.
Yeah, it's before.
Yeah, it's a visible check, but you would be right that does synergize.
Yep. So
Melody
as
is a Wyvern
an
Fuhrer, has inheritable
example,
lance and 4
I'm
tiers
going
stealth
to
flight
post
skill,
in-
and the ideal stats to
Wait, what?
activate its
Fuhrer-
This
Fuhrer
skill
has Fury
against a
3.
melee unit is
Oh.
going to be
Yeah.
hard to use it.
Fiora has
So
Fury
I'm
3,
gonna-
not Fury 4.
I'm going to
go ahead.
post in stream guests a build for Altena that would make very good use of Wyvern Flight. Ignore that it's Pegasus Flight in the image itself because Unit Builder is not up to date with the banner that just got the trailer.
Okay.
Why would it be?
Yeah.
The Vam speed works with Wyvern Flight, right? Yeah, but I think
Yep.
the issue is the defense check, not the speed check.
Which,
Eh,
I mean,
not for Altena.
I was about to say, a lot of Wyvern Flyers, that's not exactly the biggest ask. Because Wyvern
I
Flyers
think it's
have
just
really high
Ashnard
defense.
Altena that does that part really well. I think other heroes could struggle a bit.
Let's look actually. So I mean, Travant is just.
Oh wait, I guess Trevant,
Yeah.
but no one uses.
I was
him.
about. Yeah, Travant is just Altena too. Baruka, Spring Narshin, Eldigan technically can do it. Levitane.
Oh, he could.
Pirate Tibarn has 36 defense. Jill has 36. Jill would
Wait,
actually be a
when
really
you
good
say
option.
Levitane, do you mean Ninja
Levitane.
Levitane?
Yeah, the new one.
She is way too slow to be able to use it.
Leg Yarn was a good one. Bodies we were pointing out.
Yes, Leg Yarn would be very good, actually.
Legyarn has 36 defense, with Mew giving an extra 3 speed for 39 speed. Jill has 40 speed and 36 defense, so she would actually be a really good candidate as well.
Yeah.
The more I look at it, they've been releasing a lot of faster Waven Riders recently that can make great use of this.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyway, ultimately, I feel her as really good fodder.
Extremely.
And she would have to like notably beat Altina for me to like actually recommend her, because otherwise, the demoted hero just has much more value.
And
let's
given
not forget that Altena is a 4 and 5-star unit and was also the 4-star focus when her banner got its rerun.
yeah, and even if you don't care about that, Travant is just free to play Altena. Flowing Lance is the Earthly Gabolg. You can make a lot of Lance Fires similar to Altena, so
Yeah.
the competition is steep. And being a 5-star locked Lance Flyer with no perf and no speed, given this trailer, is not a good sign.
Yeah.
I think Altena and Travant, though, would be able to most consistently get the greatest attack and defense reduction on their foes using Wyvern Flight out of all flyers. Even more so than Gurgurant provides to Ashnard, simply because of how obscenely high their defense is.
I mean, yeah, you could make that argument.
But I actually like Ashnard the most because you can still use the QR seal without like worrying about IO's shield. Though
And
not everyone uses
Ashnard
it.
has actual res.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the reduction itself is some of the strongest that you're going to see with consistency using those two.
yeah, and they actually have
Because
speed.
I mean, with Earthly
Kind
Gabolg, Pegasus Flight, and Attack Defense Rain all working together, that is a possible -16 to attack and defense on their foes.
Likewise with Gurgurant, for those
Yes.
wondering.
Yep. But
So-
Gurgurant has the lower defense to work with, as well as Ashnard being slower, making even getting it as an available option on him a little more touchy.
Little more. But yeah, at the end of it, really good skill, I think, in some cases. Like all flight, but like Pegasus Flight, Waven Flight is just a some cases sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay, what?
Yeah.
I think that's enough about it.
Yeah. Also, I don't know where to put Instant Lance. I can't think of a unit that could use it
Yeah.
off the top of my head.
Honestly,
There probably,
a lot of these
And-
impact weapons are just kind of awkward too.
because you don't have follow-up
Yeah.
on the weapon.
And then with the dynamics of Melady and a lot of heroes that would want to use it, they could possibly just one-shot their opponent, in which case, really cares about this denial of the follow-up attack if they're dead.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
I would say that Finn is actually pretty good for it,
Why Finn?
because he's a cavalry unit, and cavalry cannot use impact skills.
Then use Duer Lance Cavalry, like, I don't know. Ferdinand von Ayer?
Yeah, Ferdinand could use it pretty well too.
But Fernand's an awkward character. Well, he's good at everything basically, except for res.
He's Patrine with no weapon, which is why I brought him up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But okay. So,
All right.
moving
Next hero
on.
though, we have
Dieck.
I don't know. I feel like they really meant to say Dieck, but all right.
It's got
We're
a
just gonna
French
go with Dieck.
accent to it. It's Dieck.
All right, Dieck. But this is another hero that I just found slightly awkward, right? Tyroar Axe is actually really good. Special trigger cooldown count -1 if unit initiates combat, or if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally. Attack speed, defense, res +5 during combat. Pretty easy to fulfill. At start combat, if foes HP is 100%, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack again. Pretty easy to fulfill. But in a long drawn out battle, or if you do chip damage or whatnot, he's gonna lose that ability. So I don't know if he actually has speed to back it up. We can't really tell.
The best free-to-play unit for Wyvern Flight is Sabaki Good SPD/Def Good Perf and many flowers for him.
Yeah, I guess
Any
Tsubaki wouldn't be
flyer
bad.
before Seteth, Lance Flyer can use 10 Dragon Flowers, just for reference. He would be a really good option. Minerva, I'd still argue, is better, but you are right. Tsubaki's a good one. Not a Wyvern either, so that's kind of weird. Good point, though.
Yeah, Tsubaki is one of those awkward Pegasus flyers that actually has good defense.
And bad res.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah. Back to Dieck or Dieck. He has Luna, Dieck, whatever, click whichever one it is. His close defense 4, which can someone pull up how long ago we got this a defense for? Because
It's been over
It was with
a-
Kenagist over a year ago.
over a year ago. I think it was like I
Over a
wanna say
year and a half
May?
ago, actually.
that's what I was saying. I was saying a
May
year and a half to 2
2019.
years.
Yeah.
No, it couldn't have been in May because that was when the Fallen Banner was, wasn't it?
Then it would be April. It was right before.
Either
Yeah.
At
way,
least I'm pretty sure.
they took
It
forever
was
for
a
this.
long time. I don't know why it took
Yes.
this long. I don't know why it's on a unit that's supposed to player phase.
Yeah, so there's quite a few awkward things about it. Personally, I don't really value a skill like this. I feel like, especially in this case, with a hero that can have guaranteed follow-up attacks on both phases, and like it's built in his. If he initiates, he gets attack speed, defense, res plus 5. If his opponent's at 100% HP, he gets to make a follow-up attack. So it's a dual phase weapon, but his kit is pushing him to close defense 4 is pushing him to be used defensively instead.
Which is very contrarian. I don't quite get it. It works to a degree,
Yeah.
but it's really weird. And the fact that the weapon grants follow-up when there's a very, very strong chance he's fast is additionally weird.
Yeah.
Because he is a mercenary by class, so,
What this says is an offense unit with a very specific fast QR play. Weird.
Yep,
If he's actually fast too, it's just I guess
it's Lysathea sort of condition going on here.
it just feels like, oh, it's supposed to be a check then for check purposes.
So basically, with this kit in mind, he's supposed to make it as easy as possible to double, because unless the enemy has null follow-up, Wary Fighter won't stop him because of null follow-up, and no amount of speed will stop him, even if he has a competent base speed stat, is kind of what it's looking like. Close defense 4 with the attack def, speed def res boost, even his res looks like it's supposed to kind of get somewhere, but I think the main thing here is he's going for a fast QR play with a huge tanking role in enemy phase, but also the offense to boot, especially off slang.
But to be honest, I feel like if he just uses double soul skills or a push skill or something instead, probably
Would be
works out
better.
way better.
Would be way better. Wait, is his speed 36? Is that what somebody said?
How do you guys even figure out his speed already?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't looking very well, so I wouldn't know. And 36 would actually be kind of fast.
It would definitely have the capacity to be fast.
Yeah.
Doesn't Patrine benefit from killing this dude? Wait,
Oh, brave.
for threat attack
Dimitri.
defense 3?
Well, not just threat and attack defense 3, but I mean,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're able to path into close defense 4, then Patrine can be kitted out to be enemy phase.
Why would Patrine
I-
want that though?
I mean, you could also give this to somebody else plus Patrine. So you could give threat and attack defense 2 from Patrine to somebody, take threat and attack def 3 and null follow up as in their entirety. Alternatively, if you give somebody like close defense 3, threat and attack defense 2 between Patrine and somebody else, you could also path both those skills. It's a bit clunky, and it takes some grails, but you can really path anything out of this kit that you want, which is nice.
I'm just confused who would want all this stuff.
I don't know. Does he even want?
That's the thing. I think if you really want to make Dieck, or what the fuck, I can't even say. I'm not gonna try. D guy. If you want to actually use D guy, you would probably just.
That doesn't sound any better, Nims.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's their fault.
They don't officially have a person say his name out. I feel like this is
He'll
a guy
probably
who would
say it.
prefer to have like a lull, a solo skill in his 8 slot, and then he's really good at that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, no follow-up's not a bad thing. It helps him defensively.
Of course, yeah. But like when he's
Like,
already getting that many
nobody
extra stats.
Yeah. I mean, nobody can argue with it, but you are right. I think a lull will go very nicely with him. But yeah, the kit weirds me out. The weapon weirds me out. I think he has, like, when he comes into the main pool as like a normal PvE kind of unit, I'm gonna be really annoyed with him. That's what I'm gonna expect to happen. But man, is he weird. He might still be one of the best axe infantry, though. And
Okay,
do
yeah, I
expect
would not doubt
high
that.
attack.
His BST
Yeah.
will also be absurd, and he's already getting extra stats. Special career cooldown -1 and a guaranteed double. His weapon's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, like even if you ignore whatever his stats are gonna be, this is a really amazing weapon. So he's already set himself up quite nicely. I'm just curious how they're gonna follow up with it.
He basically
That-
has Wind Parthia as an axe with a guaranteed follow-up instead of healing.
Yeah, which also is Talregan Axe, except
that's
Desperation instead of healing. So they've been doing this condition a lot recently.
Wait, wasn't
Initiate.
Talregan axe just attack and speed though?
Oh yeah, but they're both still, if you initiates combat,
same
with
condition, yeah.
faces, which is weird. But I don't know what to think of him yet. I really need to see his stats because I expect low res at the very least to be a weakness.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
honest. It's all gonna be on his stats.
Yeah. I will say, depending on where he goes, he might at least be a good Dimitri check.
I would fodder him to my Hilda so she can get both the CD4 and ATK/Def3.
Well, that's because you fought those particular skills to her.
All right, but
Um,
yeah,
Yeah, because no follow-up, he can't use his sturdy impact and enemy phasing off of Tiger War Axe. Plus, he might have good defense and no buffs on Dimitri. I think Dieck could at least be a much better Dimitri check than like Rinka, for example, if you need a pocket pick for Arena Assault. That's my immediate impression.
I hate how he has
Dimitri
no
tends to be
nipples.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is so weird. It looks like
It's
he really
it's
should.
like he shaved his,
that drops him into the uncanny valley a little bit.
yeah,
his body just looks so. What is with his belly button?
it's a little pinprick. Ah.
I'm so.
That being, well, as I was saying though,
Yep, yep.
He looks good.
Dimitri is significantly less of a nuisance than Crom is.
They take different counters, and that's the main thing you have to worry about. But no,
All right, I think about him, it just depends on his stats. But
Yeah.
you'll have to actually like rework him a lot because his base kit I feel like is not optimal.
it's just fodder. That's
Yeah.
what his base kit wants him to be.
Which unfortunately, in my books, that's 2 heroes that are just prime fodder and not like. Well, he's
He'll be a prime unit, but not
He'll
a
be a
prime,
prime
unit by
unit.
design.
So this is the second time in a row we've gotten a book closing banner where the 5-star axe unit is fodder supreme.
damn. Last time was
Garrick.
Garrick, yeah.
Garrick.
Both are basically the same unit, like the same character archetype wise, relatively speaking. But yeah, at least Garrick was a more synergetic unit, even if Darting Blow 4 is Darting Blow 4. Dieck is just weird.
Okay, but the hero that's absolutely dead in my eyes is Merlinus.
Did anybody expect Merlinus to be good? You know, besides being a
I
little
expected-
destroyer of worlds.
I expected something like have
Why?
a redeeming quality, please.
Why? Why would you expect the freaking
He does have a redeeming quality.
What is this redeeming
50
quality?
HP.
He's what?
He is,
50 HP.
dude, that's the highest HP since Flame Emperor.
Okay, okay. HP only matters to me when you can use stuff like Infantry Pulse or Panic Ploy. I guess you can use that, but
You can use any panic-based skill. At the
Okay,
very
but-
least.
Ploy and sudden panic on Merlinus are actually going to be pretty good.
And of course, you can't hit for those things, so that has its benefits.
are you being serious right now? Is that what you want? Would you do that? Ask yourself that.
if I had to use him, which I probably will at least give it consideration, yeah.
Also, cavalry units do have access to pulse tie.
Oh yeah, and they also have
pointed out.
pulse tie, right. That would actually be a pretty... He's going to be a fun utilitarian unit, but let's be honest. His 50 HP takes away so much of his BSD, he's going to be terrible everywhere else. Or at least balanced everywhere else. Mediocre attack, mediocre speed, mediocre defense, and mediocre res. But mediocre def res is probably actually going to be okay. So he can at least mix tank is my guess. But dude is weird.
I
put it lightly.
see no redeeming quality of him until you guys point out he has HP. But even then, would not for any, I could never get considered to actually use him for the sole purpose of his HP.
I mean, he will panic almost anything in Arena Assault if you give him Panic Ploy Seal. So there's
But
that.
that would be all he does, because I don't think he...
If he can't get counterattacked, Smoke Dagger on Refined is a Spectrum -6 to all stats on target and foe within 2 spaces. So that's pretty
That's a pretty big if.
Which he will probably live. I think that's the one thing he can do.
But if he lives, he loses the HP, which takes him out of his main role.
Well, the main thing is he's getting the panic, then getting the penalties, and that's pretty much all he has to do.
Then you better win that. You better win that battle in that one turn, because afterwards he's dead weight.
Probably, but nobody else does that. And I mean, he's the only free-to-play dagger cap.
Hey, look on the bright side.
He's
now
the
you don't
only
have to fodder
non-seasonal
pain for
dagger
Wings of
cap.
Mercy.
No, I'm hoping that he's demoting Distant Guard. Because if it's Wings of Mercy again, I don't see that. I'm just I'll lose my mind.
Yeah, no, Distant Guard will be at least his fodder. He comes with reposition. They really love giving us reposition. And Distant Guard.
Don't forget, we just got a HP dependent unit in the form of Zeke and his magically changing stat
His
line.
magically changing stat line.
I mean, that's right.
All right, so Merlinus is pretty simple. It's gonna depend. In my eyes, he's fodder. But if somebody's mad enough to use him, then you would utilize him for his HP. He's, from my knowledge, the only free-to-play Cav dagger hero, which I don't remember. There's not a lot of them. There's like Summer Lynn, for example.
They're not canon. Merlinus is not even supposed to be a unit, so.
Oh yeah, he's the merchant. So there you go.
He's not a merchant. He's the convoy.
Wait.
Yeah.
He's your
fitting for the
inventory.
merchant in charge of the convoy. He is almost entirely going to be dedicated to being support.
Yeah, he's literally your inventory in FE6 and FE7. Not even a merchant.
You know how creepy this face is? Like, this is what the who drew this?
Dieck.
Cool higher score
I will
and
double check what
Pawns
he
of
did,
Loki, here I
but I'm
come.
getting Oliver vibes.
Yeah, he's a Pawns of Loki unit.
Oh yeah, total Pawns of Loki.
Oh
unit.
my god, you're right. How many Cav dagger heroes are there? You're right.
Ironically, he is done by the same artist who did Flame Emperor.
What?
And Godtree.
That is amazing.
I don't see that at all.
And Spring Bartra. What is this artist? I don't get him.
I don't
Spring
know.
Bartra, Flame Emperor, Godtree, and Ozian.
This looks like one of those like wacky characters in a manga who's like been paid to assassinate you or something. Like he's not serious at his job. He doesn't know what he's doing. Slightly overweight, ugly.
Oliver.
Oh my god! I
He
actually
is
prefer Oliver over this.
This is literally just Oliver too, down to having the most unusually tanky stat line.
Yeah.
And no other role.
Okay.
That being said, Merlinus using a dagger actually does make some sense because it's a small emergency weapon, basically.
What part of this is small?
I mean, daggers aren't really big. I mean, tiny.
What the fuck is that? Look, it's not a small dagger. It's like almost...
Also, let us note that he's using the smoke dagger, which is actually supposed to be a kunai. Or something like that.
That's what I said. That's what I said originally. I was just like, why is he using kunai? That doesn't even make any sense.
I mean, hey, the smoke dagger is better than the rogue dagger, at least. But it's still
rogue
weird.
dagger is bad.
The smoke dagger is actually good, but it looks so wrong.
Okay, well, Merlinus
like
looks
everything
strong.
else.
Yep. We'll move on to
And
Princess of Bern.
And I just want to say Merlinus is the most popular character from FE6 who was not in the game previously.
Oh yeah, that's what you were trying to show me. Yeah, wait.
1,456 votes for him.
This is so blurry, I can't even see it.
Yeah, you probably won't be able to read the votes very well, but you can at least see that this is literally a banner of the most popular characters.
Mine is
Except for
Gonzalez.
Yeah, poor Gonzalez. Who got, like, 40 more votes than Melady.
Ross is already in. Ross is his son. What's the difference?
What? No. They're not even the same game.
I'm making a stupid joke.
Err.
Stu, you got the bot treatment?
Bot treatment?
What?
I'm not really sure what you mean by bot treatment.
I don't know.
What?
Okay.